Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. Oh, I'm hot tonight. The central heating is quite hot. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, and I am just so happy. And I'm really, really happy because, as you all know by now, how could you even possibly miss it for 1 second? Hello, which planet have you even been on? The royal family have finally responded to a lot of the hoo-ha that's been going on. I did make a video on this earlier, so I hope you've watched it, where I read out the full statement. I have the full statement here again, which I may read from later. But I'm just so happy that steps have finally been taken, albeit on the royal family's social media accounts only. This does not apply to the British media. I must stress that. So at the moment, this does not apply to the British media. It is what the royal family intend to happen, well, what will happen from now on their own social media accounts and platforms. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, any social media that they are active on, these will be the rules that they expect people to adhere to when they are interacting with others and the platform in general. So basically, they say that these guidelines are in place to help create a safe environment on all social media channels run by the royal family, Clarence House and Kensington Palace. So it covers the whole of the British royal family. The aim of our social media channels is to create an environment where our community can engage safely in debate and is free to make comments, questions, and suggestions. So basically, what they're saying is you can have debates, you can disagree, you can have an opinion, but basically, don't be rude. You can have freedom of speech, but you can make a conscious decision not to be horrible, basically. They carry on. We ask that anyone engaging with our social media channels shows courtesy, kindness, and respect for all other members of our social media communities. So, again, it's kind of asking people to just. You can have your opinion, you can say what you want, you can disagree with the monarchy, you can question it, you know, you can say if you don't like so and so's hat or so and so's outfit, but do it in a respectful way because you do have free choice on that. You can make a conscious decision whether you agree or disagree, but also how you express that. So I think that's kind of what they're trying to say. In order to help create this safe environment, we have set out some guidelines which apply to any engagement with us or other members of the community on any of our social media channels. So they're also protecting people in the comments section because I think there have been some problems with that too. Um, by engaging with our social media channels, you agree to follow these guidelines. Comments must not contain spam, be defamatory of any person, deceive others, be obscene, offensive, threatening, abusive, hateful, inflammatory, or promote sexually explicit material or violence. Promote discrimination based on race, sex, religion, nationality, disability, sexual orientation, or age. Breach any of the terms of any of the social media platforms themselves. So in other words, don't. Well, actually, most of these things come into social media rules anyway. Be off topic, irrelevant, or unintelligible. I like the unintelligible one. It's basically saying, don't be an idiot. Idiots be gone. Contain any advertising or promote any services. I mean, basically, this is just general stuff. It's just how, just be a nice human being. You don't have to be horrible. You know, why post hate? I know some people do. Breach of guidelines. We reserve the right to determine at our discretion whether contributions to our social media channels breach our guidelines. We reserve the right to hide or delete comments made on our channels, as well as block users who do not follow these guidelines. We also reserve the right to send any comments we deem appropriate to law enforcement authorities for investigation, as we feel necessary or is required by the law. A veiled threat. Basically, if you do things that may incite religious, sexual, racial hate, discrimination, you could actually get your account sent to the police for investigation. And I think this applies to wherever you are in the world, because obviously governments and police forces, police police polices of different countries, nationalities do talk to each other. So if you spread hate, you will be investigated if it is deemed as a hate crime. So I think that's quite important too. So basically, it's just common sense stuff. Now I'm going to go to the chat room and see what people are saying. And I think the general feeling I'm getting from the comments in my other video, my first video on this, is that people are happy and relieved. Like I say, it doesn't filter through to the media. I'm hoping that they will possibly, well, when I say media, I mean the lower grade media. I'm hoping they will get the message on this and, you know, take it as a bit of a warning. The palace is starting to get heavy. They are hitting out hard on this. People are saying about time they did something. It's not hard to do. Maria Barr says, I love the deceive part. I think I do too. I mean, obviously that applies to fake news. I mean, they are specifically addressing fake news with the deceive, and hopefully that will filter through to a lot of the fake channels on YouTube. I mean, I'm really hoping, and people are saying this too, that we hope that YouTube pick up on this and actively get rid of royal conspiracies and just literally fake made up lies, because there is so much out there. Maggie says, surprised it took this long. I think we all are. Melody says, common sense rules. Lots of people saying it's common sense. The JT says, do you think there was one thing that brought this about? Yes, an accumulation of nastiness, but I think the straw that broke the camel's back, that is a saying, by the way, I am not calling anybody a camel. The straw that broke the camel's back was the gender fluid. I'm convinced. That story was just, I mean, it wasn't even necessarily like it wasn't a hurtful story. It was just ridiculous. It was just a stupid, idiotic story. And I think that was what they were, what they might have referred to. Unintelligible was the word I think they used, and deceive. So that kind of fits into that one. It was such a stupid story that I think that was the story that broke the camel's back, to be quite honest. Duchess Mariah says, I'm glad they are fighting back. The hate has been gathering speed and certain clickbait online media are fanning the flames. I would agree there. And I would like to make a little announcement too. And you know that I am a stringent believer in freedom of speech. But with the agreement of my amazing moderators, because I couldn't make this announcement without my amazing moderators. I have 3 amazing moderators. I'm sure you've possibly interacted with them or seen them if you've been in my pop-up chats or my live weekly chats. They are amazing and they have agreed to help me because I can't do this by myself. Basically, the channel has grown so much, and I'm a one-man band. I do everything myself. But when I'm live and doing a show or these pop-up chats, I can't police it with the comments and things myself, which is where the moderators step in and they help me. Because it's 2 separate jobs. I can't do hosting a show, talking to people, and moderating comments. It is too difficult. And as the channel has grown successfully to 76,000 subscribers, that job has become impossible for me to do by myself. And there comes a point, and I think anybody's business or anything that they've set up themselves, where you have to kind of take a little bit of a step back and think, it's grown so big that you literally can't do it all yourself, and you have to give a little bit over to other people to help. And that's what I'm doing now. I've agreed to allow the moderators to help moderate the comments in the comment section, not just the live comments, but the comments in the actual videos. So what I've decided to do is still allow people to say you can say whatever you want. If you don't like someone's outfit, if you think someone's hat is horrible, you can say that. But I'm applying the same rules that the royal family is applying to their social media accounts to this channel. So basically, you can't be abusive, you can't be racist, you can't be sexist, you can't be unintelligible, and you can't deceive. And you cannot promote hate or violence. You can't um, have a slanging match between each other. It's just not conducive to the narrative of the channel or the conversation. So we are, myself, and the moderators are going to be applying those rules and those community standards and guidelines to the comments in the comment section. Believe me, I do not want the comment section to be boring. That is the one thing that I have said to the moderators. I've said, I don't want to remove people's opinions. As long as they're expressing the opinions in a non-abusive, non-threatening, non-racist, non-sexist way, which you can do. Anyone can. You've just got to use your brain. And you can get into lively debates and lively discussions. That is fine. I am absolutely fine with that. I encourage debate, I encourage discussion, but just don't be horrible to each other. Don't be abusive. Name calling, all the rest of it. All those comments will be deleted, basically. So that's what we're doing from now on. But like I say, I couldn't do that by myself. It's too big of a job. With all the videos and all the comments, it's too much. So thank you so much to my moderators who have agreed to help me with this. Let's read a few comments. MSNB 2012 says, well said. Wendy says, brilliant. I love you so much. Thank you. Lots of people saying thank you. So yes, I am really, really thankful that I have some help. Wendy says, 2 nasty anti-Meghan comments on the wall today. By the way, this rule applies from videos from now on. I can't backtrack and delete things. I've got like 700, 800 videos. I cannot backtrack. So going forwards from now on, that will be the case. And obviously, we're human. We may miss something. It happens. So if you see something, let us know. And, we'll address it. But, I'm not going to remove something like, I don't like Meghan's hat. That's not abuse. It's just an opinion. And you are still allowed to have your opinions. Okay. I think people were experiencing some freezing problems. I hope you're all clear now. Bev M says, I'm glad you will be using the same guidelines. I think everyone on this chat are pretty much on the same page. Well, I'm glad about that. Jeannie Gibbs says, I asked this question before. Does YouTube award the one-man cameraman award for reaching 100,000 subscribers? If so, you deserve the award. Great. I don't know. You do get a plaque if you reach 100,000 subscribers. So if I do get to there, I will do an unveiling night like the Queen. I might get a little curtain and pull a cord and unveil it. Rhonda says, since I have been watching Community and Kindness has always been the spirit of this channel. Nice you have help download. It is going to help greatly. Hello to everyone who has just joined. So yes, I'm just really, really happy that, things have been taken and addressed. But like I say, these rules do not apply to the media where some of these stories are originating from. Maggie Finn says, oh my god, a plaque reveal, I would die. Well, please don't die. I nearly died of a sausage yesterday. Go to my other channel to check that out. I had a breakdown live. Queen Mary, ooh, we have Queen Mary in the house, Your Majesty, who says, I am here too, please read my comments. Have I missed your comments? Oh, I did. You said, I'm glad you are also taken that route. The haters need to learn. We rise by lifting others. We do indeed. Leslie Lane Fenton says, you have always lived up to these rules and in a wonderfully interesting, accurate and entertaining way. It is why I am here. Well, thank you so much. BR says, please ask your moderators not to remove the questions if we joining the live chat late. That is only to keep things on track, because if I've already answered something earlier on, it's to prevent me from wasting time reading the same question that I've already answered, because that happens, believe me. So it's to keep things moving. So don't feel bad if you join late and you ask something that has already been asked and it gets deleted. It is nothing personal. It is just to keep things flowing. Robin says the seriousness of how crazy the situation has gotten has finally happened with the gender fluid nonsense. It was. It was totally. And yes, I agree, it is all about respect. Coffee Ortiz says, I love this channel because it is an informative and positive place, and so it shall remain. Matilda says, you're doing a great job and adopting the Kensington Palace policy, but it's sad that grown-up people hide behind a computer screen. This is not a game, only event movement. Well, I agree. I mean, it comes to something when the palace has to issue basic common sense standards. I mean, it's like teaching a bunch of children to have manners. They shouldn't. It's not really their place to be doing it, which is why I think it's taken so long. But they've kind of had to in the end. And you know, there are some people out there that are hateful, that just don't have any manners. They're just plain rude, and they get a fan flap from me. Lisa Payne says, gender reveal and the general location of the Duchess of Sussex's house was probably the absolute tipping point. There may have been many, but I think the gender fluid thing was the final straw. Yale says, did you find out if the party for Charles tomorrow is a white tie or not? I do not know. As far as I'm aware, I do not know. We will find out tomorrow, but I'm hoping that we will get some kind of formal portrait or photograph just to mark the occasion. Please show the tiara. I will do. It is the Spencer tiara tonight. And there we go. It is really, you can't really tell on here, but it is really, really sparkly. So it's a really good replica of, can you see the sparkle? It's a really good replica of the Spencer tiara, which Diana often wore. What does gender fluid mean? It means that you can, like, I don't know, one day you decide you're a boy, the next you decide you're a girl, or, you know, that you don't raise your child with one particular gender. So, like, you wouldn't say, oh, you might choose a gender neutral name that doesn't have male connotations or female connotations. It's neutral. I don't know, like Zex, Zar, or I don't know, some kind of Z. I don't know, just a neutral name. You might choose to dress them in sort of non-boy or non-girl colours, or you know, that kind of thing. Just gender neutral. You don't assign a gender to your child, even when your child is born a gender. Don't go there. No, I do not believe that Meghan has worn a tiara other than on her wedding day, unless in private. Anne Mahoney says, what I was taught when I was young is that you do not lie. Also, if you can't say something nice, and don't say it at all. I would quite agree there. Queen Mary says, yes, it's so ridiculous that they will manufacture such fake news. I would agree too. Oh, by the way, I was going to do it. Well, actually, it happened last night. So Meghan and Harry had a date night. They did, and they went to see Tina the musical, which I haven't seen, and I've heard it's really, really good. So they went to see Tina the musical, and some of these channels out there and are saying it's a secret date and all this business. It's not a secret date. It's just private. There is a huge difference between secret and private. It was not announced because it was not a public engagement. It was a private engagement, and private engagements are not announced. It wasn't secret. They weren't trying to hide themselves. They didn't sneak in the back. They didn't hide under blankets. They weren't screened from people. They were quite happy to have their photograph taken. They were quite happy for Tina the musical to release that photo and basically announcing that they had been after the event. So it was not a secret. I don't know, what is this use of secret? It's just trying to stir things up. It wasn't secret, it was private, and there is a world of difference. And I don't know how some of these channels made a 10-minute video on it. Like, all we had was just they attended the musical on one photo. There wasn't anything else to say. And if you watch some of the videos of these 10-minute long videos on it, the actual Tina Turner bit is like a minute long, and the rest is old videos. And the reason why they do that is because, a little bit of insider information, if your video is over 10 minutes long, as a YouTube creator, you can put as many adverts as you want in that video. Under 10 minutes, you can't, which is why those videos on those channels are just over 10 minutes. Now, I don't do that on this channel. If my video happens to be 10 minutes plus, then yay, good for me. I can put extra adverts in, and I will. Good for me. Hey, it happens. I need to live too. But if my video is not naturally 10 minutes long, I do not inflate my videos to get to that 10-minute mark. If it's a story or an event like the Harry one today that doesn't make 10 minutes, then I will not make it 10 minutes. Because I just don't think that's right. So if you're wondering why these channels make all their videos 10 minutes long and the actual bit of the video that's titled is only like a fraction of that 10 minutes, it's just so they can get you to watch and they can make more money, basically. Because that's what they're in for. They're not in it for the love of the royal family. They're in it for the money. And I just thought I'd make you aware. Rhonda says, the royals do deserve a private life. I would agree. And yes, that is why they did not announce it. I agree, Harry did look lovely today. Maggie says, 10-minute robo-speak rubbish, spewing the same thing over and over. I would agree. Leslie Lane Fenton says, yes, private is because they are fundamentally a family. They do things for the state almost every day. No one would tolerate their work intruding constantly in private, like having a baby. Exactly. Juliet says, secret sells more. Well, I don't use secret. I would have used private. It makes people think the subjects are doing something nefarious or sneaky. It gets people interested. Private doesn't sell as much. Well, that's true. But I still won't do it. I will not call something secret if it's not. Even if it would get me more money. Dear Nash says, what about the Queen's hands? Again, we don't know. It's a private matter. I think she may have banged her hand. I'm just moving my foot. I think she may have banged her hand, or she may have had blood taken or blood added. We don't know, but the Queen Mother did have anemia. Maybe the Queen has the same thing. Maybe she needed some kind of work done. And hey, when you get older, you bruise more easily. But there's nothing untoward going on there. Harry and Meghan are not going to get a divorce. Oh yes, Harry did take a dog with him. And now, the video was quite distant, so I'm not sure. People are saying that the dog that hopped out of the helicopter, because Harry flew to Birmingham today by helicopter, was Guy, but the dog was very far off for me, and I'm not particularly good with looking at breeds of dogs. I'm better with cats. So I'm not sure whether it was Guy or not. They are obviously rumoured to have a new dog as well. So I don't know which dog it was, but whatever dog it was, looked very, very happy running around. Jeannie says, if it's a secret, how do you know about it? Exactly. Robin says, it's like the royals are having to take a page out of Emily Post's book on manners and publish it. The family most well know for manners is having to issue completely childish instructions. Yes. I hope we do get to see them dressed up. I hope we get some kind of photo. Yes. EAO says it was fake news. It was indeed. Thank you to Colette for that comment. So yes, that's basically all there is to say. I'm just really, really happy that they have tackled this issue, and we will be doing the same on this channel too. William was also busy today, and I will be hopefully covering a few more royals tomorrow. I've got a bit of a backlog to catch up on, actually. They've been too busy. They've been too busy for me. I can't keep up. Charles's event tomorrow is the Queen is throwing a celebration to mark the occasion of 50 years of the Prince of Wales, of his investiture at Carnarvon Castle. But it's not at Carnarvon Castle. The investiture was at Carnarvon Castle. The celebration is at Buckingham Palace. Yeah, there is a video of a dog hopping out of Harry's helicopter and running around. People are saying it's Guy, Meghan's dog. Well, obviously Meghan and Harry's now. But I'm not sure. I don't know. The dog was quite far off, and I'm not good at spotting dog breeds. What does what all mean? Nashia says, I think it's the other one. I really don't know. We haven't seen the other one yet. Do we even know the other one's name? I don't think we do. Vinny Blair says, I wish the royal family would wear tiaras more, for example, to the Royal Variety Performance. I agree. I think there are some occasions where they could. I long to see the gorgeous jewellery. It would be nice if it could make more of an appearance. For those of you who have joined a little bit later, this is my tiara today. It is a replica of the Spencer family tiara. And it's very sparkly. Can you see the diamonds? Not real diamonds. Leslie Lane Fenton says, I am the same age as Charles and watch the investiture. I will check out the event tomorrow. No, sadly, it's not televised. I'm hoping we'll get at least some kind of a photo, at least. Thank you. How did I get my tiaras? This one was from a website which I forgot. I've forgotten where it's from. The internet. Amazon does lots. You can find quite a few on Amazon, actually. Where was this from? I can't remember. I have no idea what she thought of the Beyonce painting. Jessica says, oh my goodness, which video? Somebody took a video, and the video is on Twitter somewhere. I can't remember whose it was. It wasn't a real reporter. It was just a regular person, I think, who was just videoing. Museum Freak says, when are you airing your Victorian Town special? Well, I'm really, really busy tomorrow. It's my busy day, so definitely not tomorrow. I'm going to hope for Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. It's going to be 2 parts. So Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. Keep checking back, and obviously I will set it as a premiere, so you'll be able to go on the video and set the reminder, so it will tell you what time for your area. But I'm thinking it will be round about this time, so sort of 8 p.m. UK time, but on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Yes, the actual investiture is on YouTube. You can watch that. That was televised at the time, and I had stood on the same slate dais that Charles was invested on. And of course, I did reveal this a few days ago actually, but the crown, the coronet rather, the Prince of Wales coronet, the sort of the ball piece, the orb at the top, is actually made of a ping pong ball. It's a gilded ping pong ball. That's how they got the little shape, because it was a newly created coronet. So the little ball on the top, there's actually a little ping pong ball encased in gold in there. I can't remember the actual video, but there is one out there of a dog jumping out of the helicopter. He took the dog in the helicopter. Christine says, who is my favourite royal historian? Alison Weir. She doesn't get embroiled in any horribleness, but my favourite royal historian is Alison Weir, and she looks at Tudors, Stuarts, all that kind of thing, long ago royal history, and she is always incredibly accurate. So Alison Weir is my favourite. Oh, apparently there's a daylight saving time starting March the 10th. I think I'll be before March the 10th, so we'll be okay, I think. Any more singing and dancing? Who knows? Okay, I'm going to leave it there for now. So I hope you've enjoyed this little pop-up chat. I always enjoy them. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media. Hit the notification bell, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And also, please, please, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel, because I will not get my plaque until I get to 100,000 subscribers. So it really does help. It really, really, really does help. And how come there's a certain channel that keeps posting Australian videos of Australian TV? How can that have more subscribers than me when all it's doing is stealing videos of Australian TV? Yes, so I need to get to 100,000 so I can get my plaque. So please make sure you are subscribed. So from now, unless anything crazy happens, good night, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening or day wherever you are. And I probably won't do a pop-up chat tomorrow, because Tuesdays are my shopping day, visiting day. It's busy, busy, busy. So probably a pop-up chat on Wednesday, maybe, or the premiere of the Victorian Town. We'll have to wait and see. So from me in